All right, all right, all right. Hello to my team. Hello to my team. Um, my Break the Cycle LLC, Full Sail Alumnus, Masterpiece Mind Group. We have all come together. I reached out to Full Sail Career Development to put together a supernatural, super talented team that could help me do anything when it comes to creating content and um, doing anything around all of the degree programs that Full Sail has. So we have all met. I am going to start with our graphic design and IT team. And I am going to show you the various different platforms and the various different websites that have the core of what it is we're um, doing right now. So our operation, what we're doing right now is now that our festival is over, we need all of the teams that are going to play in the league to pay their registration fee so that we can begin the process to record and document and broadcast their tryouts, um, their draft day, all of that. So our league is actually about to launch. And so we are going to actively recruit the coaches and the 64 teams that are going to play in the league to pay their registration fees. We're also going to have all of the players that want to play in the league. This whole week is registration fees. All right. So um, we're also going to be holding auditions and casting calls. Um, and we're going to be doing star search for our cheerleaders, our dancers, all of the other roles for the films, the acting, and all of that. So um, individuals will be just like the players pay to go through the tryouts. Individuals are going to have to pay to be able to um, weed out just frivolous people who just would like to just bandwagon, jump on the bag, and we want serious professionals who are investing in themselves and who already have glossy um, those who are trying to go who are into modeling and trying to get into acting and all of that. They will already have headshots, they will already have professional photography um, pictures on one side and their bio on the other side. And so we're going to put the casting calls out. And I'm just going to go down the list of other websites to give you an idea of what I'm envisioning I break the cycle site to look at. So that's first and foremost, and then you guys can go back and forth with um, how to design it, how to lay it out, and all of that. So let me first take you to what I want to do. I want to share something with you guys. I want to share the sheer market size of the numbers. I want you guys to understand how large the market is that we're going into. Okay, by the numbers. Um, is that sharing on the screen now? That screen. This says, according to recent reports, Tesla has seemingly backed away from its previous goal of selling 20 million cars annually by 2030. So originally, Elon Musk must have projected that he would be up to selling 20 million cars a year by 2030, with some analysts now projecting that Tesla might sell closer to 6.3 million vehicles by last year, depending on market conditions. So it says Tesla stock for 2020 forecast. Can the EV giant really sell 20 million? Okay. Tesla wants to build and sell 20 million cars in 2030. That's 30% of the global car market. First of all, the global automobile sales market is expected to grow by around 40% to 84 million sold vehicles. So that would be an insane number. But this is what you have to do when you decide to go into when I was deciding on what areas to compete in, and the reason we chose the games that we chose is because there is so much revenue being made. I'm trying to find my sheet. I am trying to find my sheet with the numbers on it. The numbers are staggering. Okay, here you go. Here's one. There's one of those sheets with the numbers on it. Okay. So, we're launching Hollywood Studios to be able to broadcast the games, but also Hollywood Studios to be able to shoot motion capture pictures and tell stories that have gone untold. And there are some stories that I believe we're the only ones that could tell these stories. So, no, that's not the So, for instance, you have on Broadway a recent Broadway um, Hamilton. They created the hip hop Broadway musical called Hamilton. They spent $12.5 million to produce the whole budget. Okay, 12.5 million, and of that 12.5 million, the Hamilton tickets sell for $849 a piece. And this was back in 2018, 2019. They had already done $1.6 billion. Okay. So off an investment of 12 million, they made 1.6 billion. They're up to, I guarantee you they're up to 2 billion by now. So this is the power of content and media. And the crazy thing about Hamilton is that is actually my city, town, neighborhood. Alexander Hamilton lived in Hamilton, New Jersey, when he was the Treasury Secretary for George Washington. And then when he became president, they actually tried to put the capital of the United States there in Trenton, New Jersey, Hamilton Township. So the high school Hamilton, everything Hamilton. All of my family went to Hamilton. We own the churches, we own the community recreational center. Like, this is our neighborhood. And so for them to not only do a Broadway musical, but then to do it to try and do a hip hop version of that. So now my family and we've decided that we're going to tell our own story. All right. If it's that much, if it's that much money to be made, if people are that intrigued about where we came up, we believe we the only ones that could really tell that story and give it justice. So, but just to think that that's just one sliver of what it is we do. Broadway live production, that's just one small sliver of what we do. Create Broadway productions, Broadway style productions, and make that amount of money in that little niche. And then we have our whole sports leagues and broadcasting sports leagues and all of that. Then you have, on top of that, you have the revenue that comes from the merchandising around the sports league. So the jersey sales, the all of that. There, it's billions upon billions upon billions. And then the whole wellness lifestyle that comes with being involved with fitness, training, coaching, um, controlling athletes' diets and all of that. So you have to invest in wellness when you are investing in athletes at a high level, just so that they can perform the best. So then, when you look at all of the all of the revenue around what we can do in wellness when we are doing preventative measures so that our athletes don't get sick, don't get hurt. So we are going to invest in the highest level medical estheticians and rehabilitation and spa services, because prevention is our mindset. We invest on the beginning, in the front end, in prevention, so that we don't have to come back and have catastrophic injuries and try and repair the injury. We would rather minimize the injury by investing heavily in prevention. Okay, so why is this not showing the screen? I'm trying to show the screen. That's what I want to show right there. There we go. Show that. Share that. Okay. I think it's going to do this now. There we go. All right. All right. So this is the first. This is the first example of how we would like to draw people to us to sell our content and all of our merchandise. This is our brother E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. This is his site. This is the platform. All right. So I want our graphics art team to refer to this. Come on, damn man. Come on. Come on. Work with me, screen. Work with me. But as you can see, here, of course, he has an about page, but here he has his store, right? Um, and we want to have a similar format. And I'll go down each one of these tabs, but we want to. This homepage is just telling you about ET, right? Um, and of course, you guys will get with Tamara, and Tamara will help craft the narrative. Um, and I will also help you craft the narrative. So, um, okay, so this is E site, right? Boom. You can get the books. Of course, this is going to take, if you hit that, it's going to take you to the store, right? Let's go to the store. Boom. All right. And then when you get to the store, he has everything in it. He has the new stuff. Okay. So of course we're gonna have a store in our website, right? T-shirts, hats, hoodies, right? Of course we go to the store. Tees, you get top hats, accessories, books, all of that, right? So that's a main component um, of revenue that we need to tap into. But here also is a major pillar of what it is we do. So these are course, I believe these are, when this is programs, I believe this is the actual coming to the actual online training. Okay. Yeah. So these are courses that you could take. Okay. BT offers various training programs across multiple industries to cater to every walk of life. All right. Extreme execution. So we already have a partnership with him with this program right here. All right. So this is the main thing that we pushing right now. It's the communication language to help coaches get the most out of their players on their teams. And so we're requiring every coach and every player that's playing in our league to take this top flight assessment. So that when we do training and we do coaching in the future, we all will be already be speaking the same language. Okay. It's mandatory that that everybody takes this. And so when we take the lead, we get to charge and we get to do the initial training, and ET does the support after he does the evaluation. um, he does ongoing support and training for all of the teams that take the assessment, because now he has to show you how to use that psychological profile that he's identified and how to use it to pair it with the strengths of the members on your teams to get them to execute better. All right. And so those are his programs: extreme execution certification. All right. So we'll have a similar setup where we'll have pages like this where they can click and enroll in whatever courses we're offering, um, and all of that. Uh, of course, the store is its own. So the store, the programs and coaching. Now these, I think these are like live events. Oh, this is the page where you can actually book them to come and speak for you. And we definitely want to have that as well. All right. So currently booking for live and virtual keynotes. Book ET for that. Voiceover work. All right. Okay. So these are some of the main things that we want to incorporate as well into our site. Um, and I want for all of y'all that are up to it, as we build this company, a key component is we have to get on here and we have to do podcasts to give people access to us. So those of you who are willing in whatever department that you guys are in, um, one of the most powerful things about him and his team is they told their story all along the way, and people came along for the journey. Okay, so um, organically, when we talk about the passion behind why we're doing this and what we're doing and what each of our teams are doing and what we plan for the future and this and that. Um, the more we do our podcast and talk about it, the more people will gravitate to what it is we're doing and get on the bandwagon, support us, all of that. So um, I am going to reach out to each and every one of y'all individually, each one of his members of the team. So this is CJ. This is his go-to guy. Like he opens up for ET, right? Carl, this is the media guy. This is the guy with the camera and the webs and the editing. So he's the graphic designer, the videographer, all of that. CJ is a motivator as well, but he specializes in building their podcast. That's what he does. He built this platform, built it to a multi-million-dollar podcast empire. Carl focuses exclusively on the media and the content and the graphics, and he is a phenomenal um, graphic designer, videographer, all of that. And he just has many other different individuals. Then he has a team of individuals who host the podcast when he gets on there, and they do a phenomenal job. So everybody has their own role and niche, and they execute. So this is what I'm looking forward to us being able to do as well. Let's see if I can. So our our music festivals and conferences, I would like for us to use this same approach. So on our same site that we will have, um, we'll have another tab for events, right? And, and the same exact way that I'm reaching out to multiple different artists and all of that have stories to tell and are inspirational, and um, most of them will also probably be doing um, motivational speaking at some point in all of our events as well. So they have many different speakers, and they go to many different cities all across the country, and they just have the calendar booked out with the events and the dates, and format that we should use with our events. All right. So I don't know if you want to do a whole separate site, totally separate, um, to showcase the events in their entirety, separate from what we are looking at on the ET Inspires. But as you can see, if you click on the event, it takes you to the cities that they already have um, planned, right, out in the future. And so that's what I want us to do. I want us to sit down, map out our event schedule, put them on the schedule, book it out, put the money down in the deposits. We'll start marketing in the areas, and boom, whether it's tryouts, whether it's a tournament, whether it's outdoor festival, whether it's an indoor concert, whether it's a you name it, a fashion week fashion show, whatever the event is, we're just gonna have a site that is for these events like this. All right. And this upcoming week, we have some major events this upcoming week as far as casting. Um, we have a venue. We have a venue here in Orlando that um, we're about to purchase. I'm in the process of purchasing. I put a contract on it the other day. We had to put down. We had to put down a $10,000 deposit. Um, it's going to be $80,000 in total, but it's everything. It has a full kitchen, full everything, stage. We can do photo shoots in there. They could people could we could book it out for events. People can do um, dances, weddings. You can have whole parties there. You can hold banquets. You can do. It's a multi purpose um, venue that also has a full kitchen. Um, so with a full bar, everything. So um, it is perfect for what it is we're trying to do. So when we bring artists in and we want to do pre-production with them before we come over to Full Sail to record, we can now have our own venue where we take them in and we'll do all of the pre-production. If we want to take people over and do photo shoots and get our actresses and actors and work on lines and all of that as we prepare to shoot motion pictures or whatever, we have a place in a venue to do that at. All right. So um and we'll also be holding events there to be able to generate revenue on a consistent basis. Okay, so that's going to be a money maker for us in the gate. As soon as we get in there, that's going to be a money maker. We could do events and host events, and um, that's going to be huge. All right, so Life Surge, this is another template that I want us to use. Um, and as you can see, they have a place that on this site that tells you who all of the speakers that speak during the conference. And so we'll do the same thing with all of the acts and the bands that are going to perform for us. But we'll also do a breakdown of the various teams that have joined the league so that we can show people, okay, this is the team from Chicago, and then they could click on it, and just like it's breaking down who's going to speak at the thing, um, people can see who's playing in our league, what cities, and then they can go to the city and to the team, and then they can click on the roster, and it'll break down just like this. We'll have a breakdown of all of the players on the football team, or on the basketball team, boom, 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 and they can go with each and every um, sport within our league, and it'll tell you who's playing on which teams and where. So, um, yeah, they have a. All right, so but you get the gist of that. That's Life Surge. So that's the second one, and because we're heavily selling events right now, selling tickets for events this upcoming week. We have a financial university that goes along with helping these individuals break the cycle of poverty. So we want to make sure that because we are paying people that we before before they get down the road, and we want to teach and fill the gaps of all of the financial literacy issues that our people have. So um over the next 2 days, I'm going to be offering to the public to come and join us in those um, that financial university. And then I share with you guys that when we did a distribution over the holiday, we did a toy drive. So it was brought to my attention that the people that got displaced during the hurricane are now in hotels and in a deplorable situation, and financially they have to pay now $1,800 a month to be in that hotel. So it's virtually impossible for them on their fixed income or low income to pay the 1,800 a month plus get into a new place. So what I'm going to do is we're going to host these events. So I usually do an event, do our makeover over event at the end of the year annually, right? But when there's a need like this, the makeover event is just what it sounds like. It's we book a large venue, and we have, like, say, the Orlando home the coalition for the homeless will invite all of the people from the homeless coalition to the large venue for the day, and we just pamper them. We give them spa treatment, we give them brand new clothes, we do their hair. I'm talking about a full high level spot. But while they're getting pampered and while they're getting fed and while we're doing the same thing to their children, and everybody out there, they don't have to pay a dime. They come in and they get a world class um, Beverly Hills spa day makeover treatment. And while they're going through the process, we're finding out what their long term issues and challenges are. And then we're connecting the resources from throughout the city that we've accumulated to make sure that it's immediately when they leave, we can connect them with, if they don't have a house, we can connect them with housing. We could put them in a transitional housing program. And then if they don't have gainful employment when they're in the transitional housing program, we can put everything on them. Boom. So they come to us seeking to receive the makeover, and we make them over totally. Right. So that's what we usually do every year. But when we realize that we have so many people and they're only an hour from me, they're only an hour. So we can't wait till the end of the year. We're going to have to do some makeovers right now. So all this week, we're going to be reaching out to the nonprofits, and we have a sponsorship letter that we send out, and we're going to ask 501c3s and businesses to sponsor these individuals makeover, to pay, put the money up, those individuals, they can write that off. That's what businesses do. So tax time is coming up. So we're going to start holding events. We're even going to be holding dinners for individuals who are having a hard time finding gainful employment. We have a bunch of foster care, for kids in foster care or young adults, 19, 20, um, who, if they don't get in some type of program or trade program or housing program or whatever, they they will end up homeless because the state will not give them any more funds after they turn 19 or so. So we're actively, we have homes, but we want to do a sponsorship campaign this weekend and um, get some of these people who are displaced into our programs. All right. So this other site is Cliff Designs Games. We have our own video game company that, as soon as the teams register, we're going to have a team go out that does motion capture, and we're going to bring them into the studio, and we're going to do their motion capture session to be able to add them to our 2025 basketball game, our 2025 football game. So each person playing in our pro league that's being broadcast in our pro league will also get outfitted. And so this is the website for um, the Game of Thrones Fortnite. And the reason why I came to this is because Full Sail has a Full Sail Labs that we're putting our kids starting in middle school in. So every summer we're gonna have a group of kids, maybe 100, maybe 200 or whatever, that we're going to pay for and sponsor so that they can begin every summer coming and getting the skills to become a filmmaker or a game designer. And in the Full Sail Labs, one of the camps that they can do is the Minecraft camp, and all of the kids love that thing. So they're literally learning how to do the code to create the Minecraft game, and launch YouTube channels, and they're doing the same stuff. These little kids are doing the same stuff that people are doing in the actual degree program. And then they keep coming back every year. And then by the time they're ready to make a decision on where they're going to go to college at, after coming for so many years, a lot of them will end up going to Full Sail. Right. So, but this is the website to showcase the different games and stuff that we will have. All right. This next one is very, very important, y'all. This next website is very important. Ah, man. Okay. So, a huge way that we can generate huge, huge, huge amounts of revenue is having a fantasy league connected to our league. People love the fantasy element of being able to mix and match and choose players from different teams and put a team together, and trying every week that people are playing, trying to win the ultimate pot, right, in the tournament, in the fantasy tournament. This is billions and billions and hundreds of billions of dollars, right? And so we're gonna do ours with a twist, though. We're gonna do ours with a twist. Because the revenue comes from the people when they have to pay a fee to be able to get into the pool. And then the FanDuel, they take a premium out of the fee to be able to run the site. All right. And so everybody that comes in and puts their money down in the pot, they have to also pay a fee to be able to um, have access to the fantasy sports network, right? So we're going to do the same thing, but our spin is going to be that aside from people just getting the pool, we're going to design it as a sponsorship. We're going to design our fantasy league as a sponsorship partnership with the player. Because remember, these are individuals who are in our league because there's some type of dysfunction in the neighborhoods and the communities they're coming from. And so we're going to design it to where the companies and the businesses that are sponsors will also participate and do a fantasy component to where the player will benefit from the revenue that's placed on them. You understand? We're going to do it to where the resources to help make the player whole, if they're in foster care and they don't have housing, they're in our transitional housing program, but they have to go and get an education for us that costs money. It costs tuition to teach them the financial principles to help them stand and be self-sufficient. So we can't ask them to pay for the tuition. So we partner with businesses and other individuals who want to help us or would like to market their business or their products or whatever, because the amount of traffic that we're going to be having is going to be tremendous. So businesses are going to want to advertise. They're going to want to market, do product placement, and so there's going to be a cost for doing that. And all we're saying is we're going to take all of those revenues and all of those costs to help pay for the individual's tuition so that they can graduate from the most important thing in our whole thing is the financial literacy piece, because they can't get on their feet and be self-sufficient if we don't repair or teach them the things that they don't know about being a first time home buyer, getting gainful employment, establishing good credit, all of the things that from coming from dysfunctional families they don't know. We are going to provide all of that while they're in our program, but it's going to cost to do that. But we're going to pass it along to businesses in the community who want to see these individuals become assets to the community instead of participate in crime and violence. All right. So FanDuel is an example of a major thing that we will be doing. Um, and site, this site is the platform that will allow the fans and the supporters in the local areas to have access to the games around the country. Okay, this is a company called Flow Sports. It was started in Texas. Two college students decided to start filming sports that ESPN wasn't covering, like cross country racing and all of that. And now they're a multi million dollar company, maybe billion-dollar company. And they've only been around. So this is a streaming service. So you pay a monthly subscription, and then you can stream sports events here. Okay, live stream more than. And so we want to. Okay, so so we want